Hello, hello, hello. Oh my goodness. I am so excited, you guys, which is why I wanted to do this stream was to kind of celebrate and check in and just allow all of us to like really come together and co-create a little bit of magic as well. We'll kind of see. I've got my candle burning up there. I have the book that I want to show you guys, which I'll describe in a little bit. But basically, what I want to do today, I had it all written down somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where, like everything, all the points I wanted to make and everything that I wanted to talk about, but it's not here. So maybe I dreamed it. Who knows? Maybe I made the list when I was dreaming it. But anyway, so I'm just gonna kind of go on the fly here and see exactly what it was that I wanted to share. But overall, how this is going to kind of go is that obviously I'm going to allow people to kind of come in. Feel free to say hi in the chat. We're going to be hanging out today. We're going to be channeling, kind of chatting, and really just tuning in to what it is that we are tuning in today. So just really being open in this moment, in this time. I'm going to be reminding all of us to take deep breaths throughout. I might be live for like 30 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe longer. Who knows? We'll see how it all goes. I don't want to limit it too much, but I'm going to be starting with announcements. So I have 2 announcements, and I'll be able to describe each, and then we'll kind of chat and see whatever light language, whatever we wanna channel, whatever we wanna talk about. This is great to, like, ask questions, as well, and I'm here to answer it all, to be here with it all. So, yeah, just let me know where you're at in the grid and say hello. Hi, Valerie Love. I love watching your videos. They really calm me down. Yay, I'm so glad. It's so glad. Thank you for being here, love. Um, so I'm just going to start right away and share with you guys because here's the thing. When I get excited about something, it's like I was like, "Oh, I'll announce it all on YouTube." And like it was a week ago that I decided to do this. And I already kind of like shared it with everyone else on Instagram as well, like really quick. So I'm really bad with like surprises and stuff like that. It just doesn't work. But Elmer, hello, beautiful. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys. It's actually on my little shelf, but ta-da! I think it's backwards for you guys. I wish it wasn't. Let me know. I'm curious if it's backwards for you. It's backwards for me. But this is The Sacred Feminine, a collection of insights from the higher self. This is volume 1. Apparently there's going to be a volume 2, and I have a chapter within it. And I finally got the book. I think it was Monday. So I got the book Monday. There's me and all these beautiful people. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely incredible. I think it's really funny that I'm chapter 3, page 33. And I'm talking all about unlocking authentic expression. And it's really cool because every single chapter is written by each one of the authors. And there's 20 of us, which was absolutely amazing. This is something that we started holy moly, earlier this year, I remember. So we started this earlier this year. It was like in spring, I believe. So it was really divine timing, especially with everything going on in my life. And I was asked to do this. And I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm gonna write about, like about myself. I'm so used to writing fiction and just things to help other people, not necessarily like writing about myself. And yes, on Instagram, like, and on here every once in a while in the community tab, I'll write something, but I enjoy that. But this was difficult, you guys. It was so difficult, but I think I mentioned this in another video how healing it was to write a chapter about my story and like the things that I've been through. So when I was focusing on like a subject, and I invite all of you to do this as well. If you feel called, like it was so liberating to be able to sit down turn on some music, feel like the main character of this story that I was writing, which was my life, and just really tune into where I was still holding emotional charges or what I was still holding on to. And there were so many realizations. And I feel like this is all the soul work that we're doing here is like when we sit down and allow ourselves to reflect back or allow ourselves to see, oh my God, this was linked to this. This is why I am this way, like this is why I choose to, I don't know, make decisions in this way, or this is why this is really emotional for me, or this is why it isn't. And yeah, it's absolutely incredible to be able to see that 1010, by the way. And if you're popping in, say hello in the chat. I'd love to say hi to you and shout you out. But yeah, it was really nice to cry and to really witness and see all of these realizations that I hadn't sat down and done because we can be so present here to the point, and it's not a bad thing, but I feel like to the point to where we forget that we've had a past, like we forget that that is still a part of us. Like all of these versions are still a part of us. So being able to see patterns that I hadn't seen by simply writing things down and not really having a course or like um I don't know, I didn't really have too much of a plan for my chapter until it just kind of came to me. So I'm really excited to share this with you guys. I'll probably read a section of it a little bit later that I want to share with you guys, but overall I'm just talking about like unlocking that authenticity within us. And this has been my journey and this continues to be my journey. Um Kali, hello. Hi, beautiful. Thank you for being here. Raymond, hello. Greetings from the Netherlands. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for being here, beautiful. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I'm super excited. I have some really dear, beautiful friends that I've made and that I've connected with through this book. And it's on pre order actually right now. And I'll put the link in here and I'll also put it in the description. I'm not sure if I can do that right now. I should have thought about it. But I had a list that was in my brain apparently that didn't make it to paper. But yeah, I'm taking pre-orders right now. Oh, how funny how it highlights that. But yeah, I'm taking pre-orders for this. I'm selling it on my site, which is really exciting. So I'll be able to personally send it to you and I can sign it, write you a note. I'd love to just like give y'all some love in the form of this masterpiece. We have so many other topics. Like, I was really like surprised. Not really surprised, but with the names of these chapters, they're just absolutely beautiful and like fun. And but anyway, an invitation as I'm falling, Alexandra, nourish to flourish. Clarissa explains it all, childhood trauma and the importance of cultural identity. I'm still reading this, you guys. Like I'm about halfway through right now. Cledon leads the way, high vibrational food, becoming intuitive, grief to resilience. So there's like all sorts of stuff. The womb speaks in dreams, which is so true. And I'd love to talk a little bit more about dreams as well as I give y'all my second announcement. The end is just the beginning. Underneath it all, consciousness through the hoods of identity. Help, I've lost my mojo, baby. Like these are just so cute and so powerful. And I'm so like this is gonna be out there. This is like physical book, y'all. A physical book. But yeah, I wanted to share with you guys that pre-orders are up for this. It's a nice, it's a chunky one. It's a little bit chunky one. And I'm really proud of it. I'm just really allowing myself to soak in the celebration that like I'm an author now. And not only has this happened, but the same week, you guys, that I got the notification that these were being printed and that I could order my first copy was the same week that I got the first print of my children's book, Elements of Mindfulness, which I want to show you so bad, but I don't know if I'm allowed to because there's still editing to do on it. Like I still have to do another rewrite. But oh my gosh, the same week, the exact same week. And it was also the week that I decided like had finished the landing page for my new program coming up. So just so excited, so excited. But yeah, definitely check out the pre-order. Shipping's not included, but there is just a flat rate shipping for international and US because I know we're from all over the place here and I love that about us. And yeah, they're going to be shipped in January. So as soon as I get them this month, I'm gonna package them and ship them out to you guys. And there's a limited amount to start, but I'm going to be continuing and making it more unlimited as time goes on. But this is just like the first shipment for the pre-order that I'm waiting on. And yeah, I'm just so excited and I cannot wait for you guys to read it and receive it and all of that fun stuff. But that was kind of like my first announcement that I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know that it work like everything's working. This is my first time selling a physical product on my website. So and like setting it up all by myself. So let me know if you have any questions on that process. It should be pretty intuitive for you. I'm just gonna make sure it's all live because I had it scheduled. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yay. Yeah, it's all there. It's all there. So definitely check it out. But maybe I'll read a little bit to you guys. I just have one section that I want to share. Thank you so much. I'm really excited. Like this is the most vulnerable thing that I've put out there. Like this channel really when I started, my intention was just like, I'm gonna do some more themed intuitive yoga classes, right? Like I really was focusing on that. And then I got into more comfortable sharing my meditations and then light language came in. And then now I'm just focusing on like this soul path and like reminding people that you got this like pretty much that you can do this and that it can be simple and that's really what I'm really passionate about is making it simple, making it accessible and making it personalized to our own journeys because we really do, yeah, we're all on the same path and all this fun stuff, but it's like we really do have personal experiences and similar themes, similar patterns, but it's really honoring our experience. So in creating this, it was like I wasn't I was seeing that I was downgrading and almost belittling like my own story. I wasn't, allowing it to take center stage. And a coach that I had, she described this really beautifully, and she had like a whole exercise on it. But her name's Sigrid Tassius. If you want to check her out, she's amazing. She's incredible. But basically she said you are the center of your universe, like you're literally the center of your life as a human being on this earth. Everything that's a part of your life stems from you, your work, your family, your relationships, your your passions, like everything, all of these things that happen that are connected to you, within your own life, and all of these different things stem out from you, and your value is shown in those different areas. And it's almost like this one exercise that I have called the Tree of Life Force Energy, which is like an adaptation and kind of hand me down of many other practices. But basically it's just seeing like where are you putting your life force energy, imagining yourself as that tree, and you have all these branches out into different parts of your life, and seeing like what parts of your life are full of life and full of green leaves and flowers, and which ones need to be taken off, which ones need to be nourished and given that love. Hello, I wanna say your name right. Bozena? Hello, greetings from Poland. I love you, thank you for being here. But, yeah, this whole idea of just seeing how I'm losing the word, but like how our life force energy is actually being used, and seeing that we're the center of that. That you're the trunk and you have all these roots, and I like to see those roots as your practices, the things that like fill you up and bring you into a state of overflow so that you can really shine through and give life force energy to these different areas of your life. So you're really the center of attention here, you know? So really tuning into that and seeing that like, oh yeah, like my experience is important, and we can know that on a mental level, but be able to express it and to feel it and use that within our bodies, like really express that importance of our own stories, of our own lives within our bodies, is like a whole nother experience. So being able to experience that through writing this chapter, that is like the most vulnerable thing that I'm putting out there. And it's just a snippet. It goes through my life, but it's a very small portion of it, that's really describing everything that came into my upbringing of this theme of really tuning into my authentic expression and giving myself permission to be who I want to be. And I feel like Mother Earth and nature was always that home for me. Always, almost, always. You said it almost correctly. Almost. Ugh, almost. Hi, Lucia. Thank you for being here. Hi, Sophie. How are you? Sending you so much love. Yeah, let me just read you one part because I feel called and I want to share it. But I have the link in there if you guys didn't see it for the pre-order. It's gonna be up on my site. For a long time. But if you want to get it in January, if not sooner, I'm like crossing my fingers that I can get it sooner. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. But yeah, you guys, I have no idea how excited I am. Oh my gosh, where is this part that I wanted to read? Let's see. Turns out it's a long chapter. Okay, here it is. Okay, let's see. Where do I want to start? Where do I want to start? All right, I'll start here. So this is near kind of like the end of my chapter, and within the chapter I also offer some journal prompts that I literally would use every single day. Especially this year, a lot of I really bring it all the way up to this year when I was experiencing my own heartbreak and grief from a relationship, and it really just like took me it took me there, you guys. You probably know how that is, going through like a heartbreak like that, and it was like one of my first in this lifetime. So, and then it also has little notes that you can write in it at the end of every single chapter, which is really cool. So you can kind of put like your takeaways there or whatever. But yeah, I have like a lot of journal prompts that I put in here, that I use every single day to tune into that higher aspect of myself and that authenticity. So here we go. I'll just keep talking. All our experiences are meant to launch us into a deep remembrance of our wholeness. They are meant to bring us back into union with ourselves. Knowing is one thing, it's another thing to live through it. The deepest part of your initiation is growing from a small seed and emerging through the unknown to finally see the light your heart was holding on to. I sat down, put my hand on my heart and one on my womb, and called forth my inner child. She had been crying out, wondering why we weren't being chosen. That darling girl expressed how she felt like her heart was doing cartwheels in her chest, making it hard for her to relax and play. Little me struggled to know which direction to take and how to be myself. As her divine guardian, I finally realized the pain I had put us through. I had contradicted myself. I said I yearned for freedom, but I had continued to put masks on for others to keep me safe. Yet I wondered why the old pattern of invisibility was still present. I still hadn't chosen myself. And this was after, for context, this was after I was just explaining how triggered I was that I wasn't chosen to be kind of like in this transitional or next chapter of my past lover's life. So, yeah, I wrote in my journal, I choose me. I choose to be me. I choose to explore and play with the experience of being me around others and myself. I affirmed my choice, hugged my dear inner child, and put a soft kiss on my shoulder. I could hear in my heart, this is where we get to have fun and experience the joy of what you bring to the world. Challenge accepted. That's all I'll read for now. But my favorite line that I don't even remember writing, and this is something like it was very much an experience that I had to put into words, and these were those words, "This is where we get to have fun and experience the joy of what you bring to the world." So, just, it got me, you know? I love you so much. Thank you. Thank you for being here, honestly, and receiving and opening yourself up to, taking care of yourself. Love your chakra videos. I use them nightly for meditation. Thank you. Yay! I'm so glad. I use them too. That's what I love about light language. Like it's one thing to like watch your own videos and stuff like that, but to be able to listen to these tracks that I've been creating and kind of like channeling through, it's like something that I can utilize as well. So I feel that I'm so glad. But yeah, there's that. I'll kind of go into my next announcement and then we'll kind of do any questions you guys have or anything that you want to share and we can kind of chat and channel and see what kind of comes through. But my next announcement. Mm, I'm so excited, you guys. Just first of all, before I begin, being able to see my words on like a printed paper in a book, like I can flip the page and be like, I wrote these words is a whole nother thing, a whole nother thing. When I was young, I really wanted to be a writer. I wanted to write scripts for movies. I wanted to do all sorts of stuff. And to be able to do that, but do it in a way that's like expressing myself to the world in an authentic way, mm, on a whole nother level. On a whole nother level. I just can't get over it. I can't get over it. Jeez. Okay. Mm. So, my next announcement that I want to share with you guys is something that I've been actually working on in the background for almost 2 years. And it's finally come like full circle and I finally fully allowed myself to bring it forth and to channel it through and to be in a state of like deep deep groundedness and rootedness in my being to be able to feel comfortable to hold these safe spaces for women. So for feminine beings everywhere, I have a new program. It's a 5-week ceremonial container for those ready to really ground and integrate within their higher self, to really bring that version of themselves in and to embody that truth, embody their higher self, embody who they really are, their soul. And we do this through the structure of relating to and learning from and receiving from the elements within ourselves and without. So we're really tuning into a lot of body wisdom, womb wisdom, menstrual wisdom. We're tuning into a lot of wisdom within our own minds and our hearts especially, and it's called Liberate Love. And the reason why I called it this, well, first of all, it was like the first name that comes to me, and normally the first thing that comes to me, like I'm like, all right, it's here, wonderful, perfect. But really, the whole idea is that we're liberating this part of us that can truly be that activating, that healing and transformative energy for our lives, that can be that more grounded energy for our lives. And to be able to liberate that love, that energy that lives within us, is to see all aspects of ourselves. So we're really journeying through every single week a different element to journey within ourselves, to journey with this connection, to create this deep, epic grounding and rootedness in our beings, and really an integration of things that we've already learned, things that we've already known, and allowing that to be more of an embodiment within our lives. All right, this is not just like a container where I'm going to be teaching. Like, yes, I'm going to be sharing a lot of tools that I have been using for the past couple of years in my own journey of relating with the elements and working with the elements and learning from different teachers and them themselves and Mother Earth and the Divine Mother, Mother Mary. all of that, right? This divine feminine consciousness really is what it all kind of comes into. But yes, I'm going to be sharing a lot of my own tools, but we're also going to bring in a few different guest speakers that are going to be sharing their wisdom and their medicine and really assisting in the coaching process as well. But really, it's going to be a very much an exploratory journey of expansion and just learning and like tuning in. So, yeah, I'm really excited for it, and I did, like, a soft launch throughout the week. You guys may have seen it, but, yeah. Hi, I recently found your channel and fell in love. Jess and Jupiter, hello. I love you. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna put this link in there so you guys can check out the course, but I'm so excited, and we begin in January 16th. So January 16th is our opening ceremony, and then we end on the week of Valentine's Day. So it's gonna be a lot of love, and I'm so excited. And this is something that I feel like I put off for a long time, but I'm really happy that I waited. And I feel like there's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot of good intentions when we wait for things and we have that patience for things, because it just feels so much more solidified and grounded, and just yeah, it just all makes so much more sense. And yeah, I'm really excited to hold this space for women all over the world, and especially with the opening of my in-person circles that I'm doing every single month. So if you guys are in like San Diego, California, um come hang out. I'd love to be with you all. It's wonderful to be able to meet some people, and some of you guys in the community. It's absolutely the best thing. So like my vision and my goal is really to create retreats around the world, just to literally, like, what I want to do is go around the world, hold these spaces of remembrance within of our soul and our authenticity, our expression, our joy, our pleasure, right? To really just hold spaces where we can do that and we can be in connection with each other. So that's like it for me. I want to still do these circles and these online, courses and programs and stuff. But ultimately, I want to create those spaces along the grid. And everywhere I go, I want to be able to connect with the land. And as an earth priestess, that's something that's really important to me. No matter where I go, I really just make sure that I'm connecting with the indigenous spirit of the land. So, so important. So, within the course, we're going to be learning all of that, all of these practices. I don't know what's happening. All of these practices to really honor the land that you're on, honor the indigenous people and the indigenous spirits of each of the elements in your area, and how to utilize their medicine for your own healing and your own expansion to further integrate into your higher self. It's real. Trust me, it's real, and it's something that I've been working on, not really working on, just really it's been like a part of my service, it's been a part of my mission. And it's this epic overflow and constant act of giving and receiving. It's really beautiful and powerful. And I want to share that with people, that like you can hold that epic grounding in yourself and that groundedness in the earth anywhere you go. Literally anywhere you go. And especially like where you live, when you can really connect with the land and address the spirit of the land by her name. It's powerful. It creates such a powerful connection, and it really solidifies anywhere that you hold yourself in ceremony for yourself or with others. I think it's really important that we ask permission before we do these things. Oh my gosh. But yeah, those are the two announcements that I want to share with you guys. So the doors are open for Liberate Love. Um, I am not necessarily limiting the amount of people that are going to be a part of it. I know that whoever feels called to this space and this work is going to be there. That's basically like, I'm just fully surrendering to that, and knowing that whoever is feeling called to this work, feeling called to this medicine, feeling called to this space in this sacred container is is meant to be there. So definitely check it out. I do have a discount code, so make sure you get in touch with me so you can get that. And if you're on my email list, you'll get a discount code as well, because I have that for all of the plans and everything like that. And then if you need extra little support, like message me. Don't feel like you can't email me or message me in any way. I am here to support you. And I want to make sure if you're feeling called to a space like this, that you're able to participate. And I know with December, the holidays, and within January, the next year, it's so much is changing. And I even wrote a email. Yeah, it was a newsletter just the other day talking about like this new beginning. I literally feel like a whole new person. I don't know if you guys can tell. Maybe I seem the same, but I literally feel completely reborn, and I feel like there's a new beginning that some of us are able to really see, and then some of us can really kind of feel, and the others of us are just like ready for it, like we're ready for that new beginning. So there's something coming. It's coming and it's real. But let me know if this resonates with any of you guys. If you have any questions about it, I do plan on doing a live workshop. I don't have the name of it yet, but you guys will know. And it'll probably be either at the end of the month or the beginning of January before it begins. So I just want to let you guys know that I will be doing a little workshop. On really tuning into the Sacred Heart and how powerful that can be, and really working with the elements as well, and like simple things and practices that we can do. So, yeah, I'm just so excited. I need to take a breath. I've been talking for 30 minutes. But yeah, so within that workshop, we can also ask questions. So, yeah. But those are the two things that I wanted to share with you guys. I am just so excited, and I'm excited for the end of the year. I'm going to be sharing the mindfulness book for children, and this is something that we're going to try and get into schools and into after school programs and all sorts of stuff. And it's the elements of mindfulness, so every single element is going to be teaching an aspect of mindfulness and providing tools and practices for children to use. And it gets them outside too, and it's something that's accessible for everyone. And I feel like a big part of writing it was to get it to the adults too. To get it to the adults too. I know the children will just adore these characters. The illustrator, Sarah, she is absolutely incredible. Like I really wish I would have asked permission to share something with you guys, but I don't want to like do it without permission. But these illustrations, y'all, we have Mother Earth, we have fire, and water and air and earth, and they all have like their own persona and character, and they have a little name that really coincides with their spirit, and it's it's so cute. It's so cute. Like I had such a fun time creating that and being a part of the process of the illustrations. Like I can't wait for you guys to see it. Can't wait, can't wait, can't wait. But yeah. There's also, before I talk about a bunch of random stuff, let me know if you have any questions about anything at all. I kind of just want to open up the space to chat with you guys and answer any questions, see if you had any, and just letting you know, like this is a really beautiful and safe community to just like bring it all forth. Okay, so if there's anything that you wish you had a little bit more clarity on, or you'd like me to touch on, or any of like my thoughts or whatever, I can also channel some information as well. So through a little light language, I do want to do that. So yeah, feel free to just type in the chat if you do have any questions. I'm just gonna kind of like settle in so that we can get a little light beaming our way. I mean, you're all light beams. Beams, 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 beams. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. Thank you, love. Is it like Hannah or Jana or Jana or Hannah? I don't want to say your name wrong. Thank you for your infinite love, light, and inspiration you share. Everything you do is powerful and uplifting. Sending you gratitude and love. You're beyond amazing. You're beyond amazing. Thank you. I'm so excited. Like, this is crazy. And it just shows, like, how accessible this stuff is. Like, for any of you to do a co-author project, it's so accessible. Or to just, like, basically this mindfulness book, it came to me. Like, I've been wanting to write for a long time, and I kinda, like, knew that, "Okay, I'll write when I'm, like, retired." Or, like, when I'm, comfortable enough to have that space to do it. I'm getting there. But, that came from my mom's, nonprofit that she built last year called BIPOC Support Foundation, and they wanted to do something for kids, and it was really cool because, I was like, "Okay, I'll do, like, a little mindfulness program or something," right? And I wanted to do something, like, on the chakras, like, that was kinda the idea. Me and my friend were like, "We could use the colors of the rainbow," and I was like, "Oh, cool." And I'm like, "I don't know how schools would, like, easily adapt this," and then as I continued my Earth Priestess journey, I was like, "I wanna bring through the elements. I want it to be about the earth." And that became very important, especially with all the dreams and all of the water ceremonies and journeys I was going through, and, ceremonies with fire, like, so many, so many, and I never get tired of it, but, yeah, the ability to pretty much, allow this foundation to take it and share it and do what they need to do with it, with the intention for it to help people and to be in schools and stuff like that is really, really, really cool. So I'm really grateful that I I just, didn't have to do this on my own, I guess. So yeah, it's all divine. Really. All of our experiences, it's all divine. It's all coming together. We just really, it's about tuning into that trust. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. Bozana. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. I love you. Um, have you heard about human design? Yes. So I really love human design. I really do. And I feel like the biggest thing that was helpful for me in using human design and seeing like my own chart, and I'm wondering if I could bring it up now, but basically, it was helpful to see my inner authority. So, I loved seeing my inner authority, and I'm a sacral authority, so I get those, like, instant kinda, like, yeses and nos in my body, like, I can feel that, and it feels like a "Uh-huh," or a "Nuh-uh." It's very clear, and I used to be a really indecisive person, and I talk about this in my chapter too, but, very indecisive, like, I didn't know what I wanted at all. So, being able to see that my body knew all along, like, I knew all along what it was that I wanted, and I feel like that's why I had, like, these 2 versions of myself, that version of myself that wanted to be accepted and loved and thought that I had to be a certain way to have that, and then this other part of myself that was like, "No, this is you, like, be you, allow yourself to be you." And like I had these two parts of myself that were just like butting heads all the time. And I didn't feel like I was strong enough to trust that part of myself that knew that I had this connection with nature and that I was enough in being exactly what I was and being quiet and allowing myself to be an observant little old young soul that I was. But anyway, being able to have that inner authority and knowing what that is and how that works gave me a lot of confidence in making decisions, like a lot of confidence. Um that's, like, my biggest takeaway. Human design is definitely, like, um, your auric design, basically, of your being, of your human. And I feel like we all have those different, parts of us. Yes, you're right, girl. Are you a manifesting generator? I am a manifesting generator. I'm a total man gen. I get really excited about things and I'll start things and then stop and then I get bored of them, and then I have to start over something else. So I get a lot of ideas, and I feel like as a channel, it's really beautiful. But there was a point where I had to kind of create a little bit more of a structure for myself, that like divine masculine within myself, to hold all of what I was channeling and everything that I was bringing through, and not feeling like I need to be pressured to, or not pressuring myself to try and do all of these different things. Like there are so many like free challenges and like programs and things that I wanted to do these past few years, especially here on YouTube, that I it's still within all of these journals. So I've seen, like, as a manifesting generator, writing everything down is really helpful, and then allowing myself to just do what feels good. Do what feels good for me and not necessarily feel like I need to do everything else. Because our thing is like not getting too much in the head and like really following what feels good, but also creating that structure, because we can miss steps and, just like kind of rush things and just get it done because we have that power and that energy to get it done. But it's like, you want to do it the right way. You want to do it the right way. But what are you? What are you? If you know your human design, type it in the chat. For sure, for sure, for sure. I have a lot of like manifesting generator friends and like generator friends. I think I have, let's see. I know a few people that are projectors, and I think that they are just fascinating. Oh my gosh, yes, you're a projector. Yeah, I think it's just beautiful and fascinating and just like so powerful. Like the interactions you can have one-on-one with people is woo! Hi, Carly. So glad you're here, Mangen. Yep. Just Mangen our way through life and just like I feel like, and I'm a Taurus, so I just like, I ran through things. So being able to tune into the sacredness and the divinity and the acceptance of both the masculine and the feminine within myself has really created a lot of balance. A lot of balance. Mm-mm-mm. If you don't know your human design, they have a free chart you can do online. You just got to look up human design free chart and you can grab that. All right, let's see. Valerie. So yeah, type any questions or any requests for either videos or light language or anything. I'm just open to like hang out with you guys and channel. So all the requests, what are you needing? What are you calling in? Any questions? Do you have any advice on starting a YouTube channel? Yeah, so I love YouTube. So when it comes to, and I just want to say this, and maybe this can be for everyone too, but if you're looking to start up a business or start up, sharing and expressing yourself online, allow yourself to just pick like 1 to 2 platforms that are, meaningful to you and what you want to do moving forward. For me, I thought I had to do a lot. Like I wanted to do YouTube, I had Instagram. I was like, "Oh, now here's TikTok, and now I have to figure out how to do TikTok, and then there's and Facebook, and it's not worth it." It's really not worth it. So like tuning into what feels good, like a platform that feels good, and for me it's YouTube. YouTube feels awesome. And eventually I want to get on Twitch as well because I really like Twitch too. But I like you, yeah, I like YouTube better. Um let's see. But yeah, as far as advice, I want to say definitely do what feels good for you and don't feel like, a lot of people say that you need to, be really consistent and you need to, follow what you're promising your people. And for a long time I was believing that, and I was like, "Oh my god, I have to do this every single week at the same time on the same day." And the thing is, with the algorithm, that's not always true. A big part of what the algorithm takes is your thumbnail. Thumbnail is important, title is important, and then, if you are feeling and vibing what you're doing, it's gonna show and it's gonna be powerful for people. And it can be really easy to try and stay on trends and stuff like that. But honestly, and this is just me. And some people love like staying on trends and going with things. Like it can be really exciting and go for it if you can do that. But for me personally, like I'll get overwhelmed if I feel like I need to be at a certain place and and not having that energy because especially as feminine beings, we're constantly going through cycles and shifts within our bodies and within our energy. So it's about honoring that and honoring yourself and what feels good for you. But YouTube is definitely somewhere that you want to make it about you. Like you maybe depending on what you want to share and what you want to do, whether it's serving others or sharing your life or whatever, let it feel good to you, you know. And it's all about community. YouTube is really cool because it's all about community, and people want to see you. So don't change anything about who you are. Allow yourself to get excited about like where you're going to do your videos, how it's going to be. Let it be a really powerful and pleasurable process for you, you know, and don't worry about analytics too much. Don't worry about analytics too much. Focus on like, oh, people really liked like for one of my videos, the Arcturian video, which maybe a lot of you have seen, but that was my first light language video that I did on YouTube, and I was scared to death, you guys. I was like, "All right, here we go. This is gonna happen." And I have all of these, you know, people on here that want to do yoga classes, and I'm out here speaking light language, and people are like, "You're speaking tongues," and I'm like, "Bruh, this is coming from God's source, so I'm chilling." It's me, it's my higher self. But yeah, if you've been what was I saying? But anyway, that video, for some reason, like YouTube picked it up and it took off like crazy. And I took that as a confirmation of what I was meant to do, to share this light language, to be more authentic to myself and not just share yoga videos. So that's kind of how I see when these videos do really well. It's like, okay, so this is something that I'm meant to be doing. Like this is something that feels good to me. And that's not the case for everyone. I have a friend that blew up on YouTube and she created another channel because she just didn't resonate with what she was doing anymore. But she felt like, you know, almost obligated to hold a certain frequency and to continue making these videos that didn't feel super great. So, really honor what you need to do. I've done it multiple times here, just like changing up what I'm doing. So don't feel like you always have to announce it either. Like just have fun with it. And it's like, what are we waiting for in sharing who we are? We might as well just start feeling uncomfortable and doing it uncomfortable, like being in the discomfort of recording yourself and posting a video and playing around with it. YouTube is very experimental. And that way you're going to experiment a lot with like different days and that you're going to post and different videos that you're going to post, what the thumbnails look like, and have fun with it. People do really simple stuff and it's the most powerful thing. It doesn't have to be something that's super, you know, like legit. Just make it true to you, I feel like, especially when it comes to filming and stuff. I'm really blessed to have a dad that has all this really fancy equipment and programs and stuff like that. So that's kinda how I make my videos, but I don't really, you know, choose to do all the effects and stuff like that just because that's just I don't know, maybe that's for someone else in the future. Hello, Gavin. Let's see. Yeah, yeah, if you've been wanting to make content for a while, girl, do it. Just do it. Start it. Start somewhere. And let everyone that you see that you admire online be like a push and a reminder from source, from the universe, from your higher self that you're supposed to be doing this. That you're supposed to be doing this. Like, oh, this is yeah, they're pushing you. Seeing the beauty in everyone else doing something that you want to do is pushing you to do it. Pushing you to do something that you've been called for. Also for YouTube videos, did you have any fear about family members or people in your life seeing your videos? Yes. So, especially when it came to light language because it was like not super well known and I was so afraid. I was like it wasn't so much like fear, it was more like a bodily response. I would get really uncomfortable. I'm like, I can try to explain this to people in multiple ways. Are they going to take it? And most of that fear was in my head. It was all in my head because as soon as I was sharing this stuff and, speaking light language in my house with my family there, it wasn't bad. It really wasn't. Like, they were really kind of, even if they didn't fully understand it, they were really accepting of it. And, um, I feel like sometimes the singing makes it better, and easier for people to tune into it rather than just, like, speaking it, but at the same time, like, who cares? It's all the same thing. So, I definitely did have a lot of that fear, and you said that light language has been coming through for me recently, and I'm wondering all the different ways you work with light language. Yeah. So, I'll finish this other question, and then I'll get to that, my love. But, yeah, there was definitely fear there, but I had to be in a place of discomfort to push through it. I had to be really uncomfortable with seeing like, "Oh my gosh, these people are gonna think I'm crazy," you know? But it's like, even if I am crazy, like, this is what feels good to me. And when I was starting out doing light language, and I think I might have talked about this, but I started out posting on Instagram, and I don't know why, for some reason, it felt easier to post it on Instagram at first. So that's kind of where I came in contact with it. It was also Heather, of Activation Vibration. She was one of the first people that I heard speak light language when I started, this wonderful soul named Zena and, or Biana. She changes her name a lot. But overall, hearing those and seeing that other people could do it gave me that confidence that I can do it too. And I was really very much in a place where like I was really important to myself. Like I still am, obviously, but like it was important for me to feel good in what I was doing, to feel liberated in what I was doing. And I feel like that's like that part of me and that part of source, our higher self, that's like pushing us to evolve, pushing us to expand, pushing us to this point. And it's like you get to make that choice. You get to make that choice if, you value yourself. And when it comes down to it, if you value yourself and being able to share this with other people and just sharing it for yourself as well and showing yourself that you can do it despite all of the fears and everything going on, like none of that matters at the end of the day after you've done it. It really doesn't. And if people don't accept it, oh well. And it takes a while for people to kind of, you know, accept that. I feel like for my family, it may have taken them just a little bit, but not too long. And some friends, it definitely did. Because I was still friends with, and I was in a relationship with someone I knew for since high school, and I was a completely different person. I'm a completely different person now, but just wanting to do that around them and them not being like a really, like spiritual person or whatever, like you fear that people are just going to think you're crazy, but it's like this is it. Like this is my love trying to come through here right now. So I had to really put myself first to allow myself to be in a place of discomfort, I feel for sure. Um, and light language, I love to bless things with my light language, to create sacred spaces with my light language, to create bubbles with my light language, like protection bubbles, and to set intentions with light language, and to move through my own energy blocks with light language for sure. So when I'm feeling any sort of way, I like to go up to my altar and I'll just go up and I'll take a few breaths and just like "Harahuata mashuatikiarahia rehuatakamba uatayadokorasa," and I'll just really like allow myself to really drop into my heart because that's really where I feel a lot of that light coming through, so many different ways. So many different ways. And it's especially when we're starting out and it's coming through a lot, it'll come through at like the most random times it feels, but it's obviously very purposed. So if you want to challenge yourself in your intuition and build that part of you, you can begin like as you're expressing and going through it, like tuning into like, okay, what am I feeling? What does my body feel like? What is going on in my mind? What is going on in my heart? What is the intention here? Right? So really tuning into that and tuning into your highest self. Okay. So whatever that is for you, you know. Let's see. At this point, if people are just way too judgy about spiritual stuff, I just stop talking to them about it. Yeah. Mhm. Totally, Aria, totally. So, yeah, I did that for sure. But then it's like at certain point with some of my friends, it wants to come through all the time, yeah. Some of the time, like, with some of my friends, I just don't, and then at some point, I'm like, "Well, this is, like, me. Do I wanna be around people that can't handle it or, like, that aren't accepting of it or they feel like they're judging it? Because 'Cause we're not gonna actually know they're judging it unless someone else is saying that. They're like, unless they're verbally judging it, like, we're not actually gonna know. We can feel it energetically, but a lot of that times, it's, like, remembering that there are no others, it's all us and everything's a reflection. So, yeah, there's lessons in that, and, yeah, if you're able to not talk to those people that you're feeling that judgment towards, like, awesome. But sometimes if it's, like, family, and I know this is the case with, like, a lot of people too, like, you wanna be there for family, and they're not necessarily, like, fully accepting of things, or they're still questioning. People really get set in their ways, and it's important to remember that and have compassion that, like, people really get set in their ways. That doesn't make, any excuse for anything because we've allowed ourselves to, um, what's it called? Can't find the words. But, we've allowed ourselves to expand and evolve and stuff like that, but it's, like, holding that compassion that, like, "Okay, me being myself is gonna be the most powerful thing for them. There's a purpose for that, that we're, remembering that we're like that center of our lives, right? There's a purpose that this person is in our lives, which is really cool. I don't stop talking to them, but I stop talking to them about it. Yes. Okay. Yeah. 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 Stop talking to them about it. For sure. For sure. For sure. And I think that's cool. I think that's important. I think that's good. Oh my gosh, she wants to come through all the time. That light language. Yeah, thank you so much. This was so activating. Thank you. Thank you guys for being here. Are there any other questions or should we like anything else at all? I know we're almost at an hour and I do want to channel a little bit as well. So if there's anything at all, I will just kind of like bring through whatever needs to bring through. But if there's any questions, if you're thinking about doing YouTube, do YouTube. There's no better time to do it than the moment that you want to do it. Honestly. Honestly, there's like there is power in waiting, but it's knowing where that waiting's coming from. It's knowing what actually feels aligned for you. What has been one of the most healing or opening things that's happened on your spiritual journey? I write about this a lot in my book. Um, I had a surgery when I was 16, and this was at the point where I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do. I thought I knew what I wanted to do. Um, you know, I was all about like, I have a purpose and I need to have something. My whole family had something and I wanted something that was mine. And so I made that dance because I grew up in a dance environment and like a theater. Um environment, and so when I had the surgery after allowing myself to be like, "Yes, this is my purpose, this is what Imma do, I'm gonna make a career out of this," right? Dance, which I love dance. Um, but that was, like, very much an opening, and I feel like this reflection back to that time was very opening because after that happened, I completely kind of, like, shut down, like, a lot. I shut down a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. I really checked out. Completely just, like, don't have memories from certain points of that period of those I don't even know how long it was. It could have been up to 5 months that I couldn't do anything before the surgery, and then during and after. Like, it took me a long time to recover from that. It was like major hip surgery on my hip. Major hip surgery on my hip. Talking, man. But yeah, and So seeing at that point that I had checked out and then having this really eye-opening experience of breaking having to break up with someone that, like, I love to death, like, someone that I just, like, thought I was gonna get married to, someone I thought that I was gonna grow a family with, and having to break up with that person that I felt so secure and stable, like, I had no questions, no doubts. I was ready to go full force, and that's the love that we hold, I feel like. We're ready to go full force with, like, that person and grow with them and do all these things, so seeing the reflection of these 2 experiences, it was like my second opportunity to open my heart in that time, and I feel like this was so like, I get chills thinking about it because it was so activating for me as a soul on this journey, was seeing that, like, "Oh, what I thought wasn't," you know? This is an opportunity for me to, like, fully surrender and trust, and not in a way of closing off or shutting myself down, and completely, like, letting my body receive all these things and not being aware of it. It was a time for me to fully receive and be aware and feel everything. So, I just wanna make sure I'm actually yeah, that was probably a couple of, like, the most it was like, one awakenings, I feel like we can be like, "I had my spiritual awakening," but it's like, what happened? What was that for you? Can we stop labeling it things and, like, really get to the depths and really, like, hold and honor our own experiences that we have instead of labeling it as, "I had my spiritual awakening." It's like, "Oh, yeah, cool, cool, cool." It's like, "No, bro." Like, I died, I came back to life. Holy, like, oh, we're humans, we're here to feel. So it's like, why don't we just, like, allow this activation of our own experience to be what catapults us into who we truly are, you know? So those were, like, really powerful, like, mirrors of experiences for me. And I've had so many other experiences, but those were, like, really, really big ones, um, that really just, like, took me into who I am. So, are you familiar with non-duality, or have you Ugh, hold on, I can't read. Are you familiar with non-duality or have any thoughts about it? Yeah, totally, totally, totally. First, Valerie says, I feel like I've had 5 awakenings at this point. They never really stop. They don't. And I like to see it as initiations. We're being initiated into this new part of ourselves, this new version of ourselves, like beginning to embody and awaken and become aware of something that, like, shoo, that just, like, opens us up, It's an opening, it's an initiation, and we have to go through, the discomfort. That's what the initiation brings us, it's pressure. It's like, finding a crystal. There needs to be pressure, friction for it to open, for us to see that beauty and the light on the other side. So, yeah. Yeah, the awake it's casual. It's casual and divine, but it's also like, whoo. All of our experiences are fucking powerful. I hope I can say that word. Oh yeah, so are you familiar with non-duality or have any thoughts about it? Yeah, non-duality, really beautiful to be able to have, like, this idea of unity, especially in a world of duality where we see the light and the dark and we can literally experience it. I feel like what's really powerful about us being on earth is that we're able to experience this non-duality. I mean, experience this duality and bring it into non-duality, right? It's this neutrality that we're creating. And it's such a powerful place. And it's very similar to the ideas of, at least to me, I can see, like, being a non-dual person, or, like, androgynous, what's it called? Neutral or non-attached, like, all of these things that say, "Oh, we're in the middle," basically, right? We're in the middle of all these things are really, really powerful. And what I see in correlation with these different things is this idea that we're remembering who we are as souls and as consciousness ourselves. That there really isn't necessarily one or the other, you know? So that whole idea. And I think it's really powerful to accept that there is duality and to also have that knowing, that inner knowing that there is a non-dualistic way of thinking and experiencing, and it's liberating. I feel like it's so liberating to have that idea and this being the state of neutrality in different situations, and it pisses people off. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but, like, when you're neutral about things or when you are really seeing from a unity consciousness lens, like, almost like this water lens that everything is everything and we're all kind of one, like, it pisses people off. It's so triggering because their waters are reacting to it, like, their body is reacting to it, and they're so used to being programmed in one way that it's like it's opening, it's pressuring them, it's applying friction to what they've known, but also reminding them of what is actually true for them. You know, it can actually be possible for them. So it's so triggering for people. And I just at this point in my journey, like I love it when I trigger people. Um and just to witness it, it's like you hold that compassion for them and that love. And it's like, okay, yeah, totally. And then but you're also like, I hope you do something with this emotion that you're feeling. Can reading ground you? I don't know. It's up to you. I think if reading's grounding to you, if it feels grounding to you, then yes. If it doesn't, then no. That's what I think about grounding. It's different for a lot of people. I feel like things that are naturally grounding for people, unless they've have like some kind of somatic response with something, um, is like smudging is very relaxing and grounding for some reason. Do you experience telepathy with, for example, people you are close to? Yeah, totally. Do you? Do you guys? Do you guys experience that? I'm curious. I definitely do. Um, it's definitely something that I experience, especially with like soulmates, like a lot of my girlfriends and my past partner and yeah, my sisters and my brother, like definitely. But yeah, let me know. Do you guys experience that? And like what is that experience for you? Cuz you could get all like, you could really get into what that feels like. I feel like that's almost tapping into like our psychic gifts and like the different clairs and everything like that, and each of us have a very different way of experiencing that. 19 abundance is yeah, in my sacral and heart. Power centers, core soul centers for sure. Yeah, yeah. And for me, it's like, yeah, same. Yeah. It's so cool. You guys are so cool. Yeah, it's cool, and we don't really, like, sit down and think like, "Oh, this is telepathy," like, we're already kinda doing that, and that's that connection that we have with people, and this is, like, the same thing that you can have with the elements and objects and the earth and your ascended masters and your guides. You can have that same type of knowingness and feelingness and communication. It's so cool. Mhm. Ashan. That's what I was assuming. Hi, Ashan. Yeah, yeah. I wanted to make sure I didn't wanna, like, say Ashan and it wasn't, and beautiful. Okay, you guys. So let's get into a little channeling unless there's any other questions, because 'cause I'm just chilling like a villain. Not like a villain, but you know what I'm saying. Um, and as a reminder, pre-orders are out for the Sacred Feminine. I will repost that, and then doors are open for my women's container, Liberate Love. Mm-mm-mm. Sorry if you can hear me gulping. I feel like that's not exciting. All right, cool, cool, cool. So let me post these links in here one more time so you guys have them. And then let's get into a little light language. Thank you so much, Raymond. I appreciate you so dearly. How how do I enter? Oh, okay. Hopefully you guys can read that properly. I was trying to like enter, but it didn't work. But yeah, thank you so much. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad. It's really it's the stuff. It's the stuff. Okay. Let's see what comes through for all of us today. Does anyone want to set any intentions? Type it in the chat. Mm. Okay. And if you're not setting any tensions in the chat, just close your eyes. Take a few breaths with me. Take a second to allow yourself to just congratulate yourself for all that you've been through, all that you've worked through. Just take a few deep breaths until you feel a little heavier on the earth, a little bit more grounded. As many breaths as you need to do that. Gora o asapuam, bahiara huara hianda oa sariara ko shuduambuam. Shaduambuam bahia sateara hua shateara kia la hiato oa satiana hiato. Hiato, 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 hiato. Ashuara mba wa satira hiata uara hiapukuam. Bokura siata ua shadira hiata kuam ya satira hiara hiara kuara shiru hushukuam. Ari hiara hiara kua shadira hiata ua satayata. What I'm really feeling into is this opening, like imagining your heart is opening and like wrapping around you in a nice loving hug. Arahu, arahu, arahiri. Hi, sorry. Urahu, urahu, urahu. Aramaswata kiara hiara hiata ko shuturu du ko atakambo ua shadiara hiata kombo ua sadiara hiata ko. We have one intention in the chat. Third eye awakening. Arahoa sati rahiata na siatoku shadiara hiana hasukoam. Arahiara hiata ki rihiasaku shutuamba ya satiara hianda ku. Boa satiara iara hiatuan satiara huambua. Arahiata ki ishu. Arahuamba era hia kiato ua shotire hiotambua satira hina na kanda yanda kianda na hiata kianda ua shatira hua shatu asiambua. Arahiata kua satira hiata na satira hia. Nata moa satari hiambo ua. Bauara nata kaira hiala hiata u sapu. Sapuru. Naru. Nari. Imagining this golden line of light descending from your soul star down through your crown and your third eye, along all of these centers within your body, and with every breath feeling the crystallization and the activation within your cells, your waters, your blood. With every breath, allowing it to settle and embody and integrate within your body. Deep, powerful breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth if that feels good for your being. Thank you guys. My hands feel really activated. How are we feeling? Let me know. Keep taking those deep breaths. Hi, Zaria. I've been hustling. I don't know. I also feel like I'm not hustling. Like I'm just kind of listening to the calls and answering them, which I guess looks like hustling. Sending big energetic hugs. I love you, girl. Gratitude for all you do. I've been swamped with Muggle school. Muggle school. Hanging in there. You got this. How are we feeling, everyone? How are we doing? What is coming up? Let me know in the chat what came up for you. What did you feel? What are you experiencing? What is crack-a-lackin'? There's one more thing I want to share with you guys before we leave too. Something that I've been thinking about, and I'm curious if anyone would be down for that. This is something that, I try to manage everything. Beautiful. Just letting everything kind of settle, drop down. Wonderful. Okay, you guys. So I've been wanting to do something that I think would be really fun. I've already told those of you that attend the soul circles every month that we're doing at the beginning of every month. So make sure you join us if you can. They're normally on Sundays. I know it's not always an easy day for people, but they're always on Sundays, the beginning of the month, normally the first or second Sunday. And next year, what I'm really calling in is somewhere for us to connect. Okay. And I'm not sure if I want to do this here on YouTube, like YouTube membership, because I want us to connect deeper and like have more opportunities to flow together, to practice together, to talk with one another, to be in really healing spaces and in those circles more throughout the months and the years. So yes, that's something that I'm really calling in. And if you guys are down for that, let's call it in for next year, just a space for us to connect more, for sure. Really calling that in. Another thing that I really wanna do that I really wanted to do for a long time, and I, like, will set things up and then not do them, but I want to play more games. I wanna play more games, and I no longer have a buddy to play games with, and I would love, like, if anyone's, like, interested in, really hanging out with me. I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but when I was younger and growing up and as a teenager, me and my family or my friends, we would like sit down and we would take turns with the controller and just like play these games and make decisions and like those story games where you have to make a decision and go through these different characters and just even within The Sims and stuff, like, it was really fun for me, and I wanna do that more, but it's been I'm tuning into this, but it's been strange doing that on my own. I don't know why, like, sitting here on my computer by myself being like, "I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that," and all this other stuff. I think it'd be cool to make it more of, like, a community thing, um, and it's something that, like, I've been wanting to try out and see if it works. So, if anyone's, like, interested in games and we would, like, take little breaks here and there, maybe do a little yoga and breath work, light language, it'd be very, like, it'd be us, it'd be our vibe, right? But it would just we'd be playing video games. We could do games like Jackbox. Is that what it's called? I don't know. We could do games that we could do all together too, and I wanna tune more into that because my inner child is definitely calling that in. She wants to play more, and I'm like, "Okay, yes, I wanna play more." But it's like I don't have that motivation right now to do it on my own, and I play on PC, and it's a whole thing, and there's not a lot of cross platforms. But yeah. Yeah, if that sounds fun. I'm thinking of either doing it on YouTube or Twitch. Twitch might be easier to do it on. Um, Down for some games. Okay, yay! You guys, I was so nervous. I was like, I don't know if anyone like even is interested like in something like that. It's something I want to do. Like as a human here, maybe in a past life, like that's what I did. I like played video games for a living, but like it's something that I want to do and I just want to have it to be really fun and we can just like go back and forth and make decisions and play games and we can do like silly questions and just like some fun stuff. Yeah. Okay, cool, cool, cool. um, Carly said, I would love a video about connecting with ascended masters, is if that's something you feel comfortable with. Yes. That's a good idea. I love that. I love that, love that. Um, Curious, like what ascended masters are you guys connected with? I'd love to know. I'd love to know, but let me write this down, loves. If I don't write it down, I'll forget. Yeah, I would love to do a video on connecting with ascended masters. I'm curious if anyone's read the Sophia Code. Very good book. I have a lot of really good books that I should really share with you guys. You can see all of them. That's only some of them. I have a lot of books underneath my bed. More mainly fictional, but these are like my more like self-development books and stuff like that and my spiritual books. Cool. Does anyone else have like any requests maybe on practices and stuff like that? I plan on doing a womb love yoga. So for those that bleed and menstruate, I'm gonna do a little yoga class for that. It's gonna be a nice, simple one. I'm not really doing yoga too much here anymore because I'm teaching online at a studio. So if you're interested in like come into the classes, let me know. I can give you a discount code for that. It's popped everywhere, but it should just be Aria Young 50 for any of my classes that are online. But yeah, if there's anything else, feel free to put it in the comments. If you guys have any other questions, put them in the comments as well. Thank you guys for being here live. Thank you if you're watching the replay and you made it this far. Like, heck yeah! I will keep you guys in the know. I definitely want to do some and start it out, maybe try it out by the end of this month. We'll see how it goes. But I am, going through and setting the container for Liberate Love. So if that's something that you're ready to step into, yes, yes, yes. That's going to be a really powerful container. And also make sure you grab the Sacred Feminine and pre-order. Let's see. More on Isis. Yeah, yeah. And hi, Kima. Yes, yes, yes. She's my girl. You guys probably already know. You already know. I'm interested in seeing your breathwork practices. I feel really called to that right now, but don't have a practice of my own and don't know where to start. Yeah, I can definitely share a few more. They're very simple. I like to do them a lot in the circles that I hold. So whether it's like the free online circle, um, or yeah, anything that I do. We'll be doing a lot of breath work and Liberate Love too. But I will see if I can bring through a few breathwork practices and maybe I'll describe a little bit of it as well so that you can make it your own. You know what I mean? Because there's so many different things, but I feel like having a knowledge of what certain breath does, like certain breaths and practices do, kind of help you in in different situations, what is actually going to work for you. So maybe I'll offer something like that so that you can create your own. Cuz it's fun doing videos sometimes for breath work, but sometimes I'm just like I don't feel like pulling out my phone and like turning on a video. I don't know about you guys. So I'll do a couple different things. But yeah, more on Isis from the Sophia Code regarding Ascended Masters. Isis for sure. Oh, I definitely at some point this is my manifesting generator brain coming in, but I want to have a program where we dive into the goddesses for sure. Um, so excited, so exciting. There's just so much. It's all here, all available to us. Thank you so much for being here. I will let you guys go, but if you make sure you check the community tab throughout this month for anything related to Twitch and gaming, because I do want to get that set up and we could just play because I really want to play and it'd be fun to play together. And let me know like if there's any games that we should play specifically. Um right now I think I might start with The Sims and like just have a lot of fun with it. And then I also have what's it called? There's some games I haven't finished, like Cyberpunk I haven't finished. I'm not sure how well that's gonna do on my computer, and streaming, but we'll see. But yeah, if you guys have any, like, suggestions, and you're like, "This would be fun. I know it takes 2, I wanna play that, but doesn't it take 2? I don't know." And then, yeah, a few other things, a few other fun games, but that'd be really fun. Thank you guys so much for, like, taking the time to be here and to ask questions and receive and be a part of this channeling and be a part of this journey with me. Like, thank you so much. Like, I would not be here if it wasn't for you guys. Like this, it's very much a collective effort. Doing this channel and offering everything that I'm offering, like you're all a part of it, and I just want to thank you for supporting me, for supporting the channel, for supporting yourselves and allowing yourselves to really dive in something that feels resonant to you and be a part of this community. I love you. I thank you. Mwah, 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 mwah. Make sure you go hug a tree or something and pre-order the book so that I can get it to you first. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait. Um, and you'll be able to get it end of December, if not early January. So I would love, love, love to get that in your hands. The Sacred Feminine, the very powerful stories and teachings within that book. It's definitely going to be one of those that's on here that I will come back to. And also, it has my chapter in it as well. But thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you guys in another video and hopefully live very soon. If you liked these, let me know in the comments down below. Maybe we can do these every once in a while. But yeah, I'll figure something out when something comes as far as like community platform. Maybe it's on here. Maybe we do a membership. I don't know. Who the heck knows? I just like being here with you guys. And I've been excited for this like all week long. You have no idea. I'm so excited. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna let you go. Goodbyes are really hard for me. Thank you for sharing your beautiful light with us. Thank you all for sharing your lights with us. Thank you for co-creating this space. It's all of us here co-creating this space. Mwah. I'll see you guys later. Bye.